Well, so let's talk about this upcoming tour. Well, there are still a few months until the tour starts in Europe, and then you guys come to Brazil. But how excited are you to get back on the road with a 40th anniversary tour and having Mike Portnoy back in the band?
We're all extremely excited. I mean, you can imagine, like you said, it's been 15 years since we've been on stage with Mike. And Yeah, I mean, we're all pumped. I mean, right now we're recording the new album right now, and we're all very very stoked on that end too. We're really excited with the new album. Um, but yeah, we're all very much looking forward to starting this tour in October. In October 20th, we start at the O2 Arena in London. And then from there, we'll probably be touring for a good year and a half around the world. So, yeah, I mean, we're all just very, very anxious to get out there and to start bringing the music to everyone. And it being our 40th anniversary, we have so much music to celebrate. And I mean, obviously, we're going to be, spanning 33, 34 years of music, of albums. And so 3 hour shows and big shows, big, huge production. It's going to be amazing. It's really going to be an event for sure.
That's that's incredible. And I know you guys are focused on the new album, but what have you guys already discussed regarding the tour set list? Is there already any definition about songs, eras, a concept for the set list?
Well, absolutely. And just so you know, we let Mike Portnoy take over the set list again. So he's back to creating the set list, and he's doing like we were almost positive he would. That he's done a terrific job. Like, I mean, the set list he put together. And the thing is that with Mike, he was saying, like, hey guys, if there's a song you don't want to do, let me know. If there's songs that you really want to do, let me know. And so there's some very strong and cool communication going on. And but yeah, he's glad to be putting back the set list together. And All I can tell you, I can't reveal what the set list will be, but I can tell you that it's amazing. And I can't imagine any fan walking out of the venue and going, "Oh shit, man, I wanted them to play this or I wanted them to play that." This set list really touches on so many um, grandiose moments in the band. So it's really like a power punch set list, and it's really going to be exciting to see the fans and then to start hearing, the conversations once we're actually playing it live. But no, we're stoked. It's going to be a great evening, amazing production, and yeah, it's going to be awesome.
That's amazing. Well, these shows will be 3 hours long, which is nothing new for you, but it's something that I imagine that requires special preparation. Do you do any kind of special training preparation, whether physical or specifically vocal, to go on a tour like this? What is the routine like?
Yeah, I mean, I'm singing every day, and yes, getting on the treadmill, doing, and getting the cardiovascular in shape and some weights and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, you gotta be in good shape. And like I said, I'm singing every day, so I know what the set list is. I'm going through the songs. I feel great about them. And it's all sounding great. And also, I mean, like, I want to be in uh right now I'm also, singing a lot too, because I'll be going into the studio within a month and start singing vocals for the new album that we're doing. So there's that too. So right now I'm vocally in amazing shape, and I want to keep that going throughout the tour. So I've got to be, really really committing myself to making sure that I'm taking care of myself, because the voice, being a singer is not just about the voice. It's about keeping everything, your mind, your emotions, your physicality has to be at the top level. So I'm doing everything and then making sure you're eating properly, you know, sleeping, exercising. All of it adds up to your body being able to give the most to your instrument. And when you're a singer, your instrument is completely 100% physical. So you really have to do everything you can to ensure that that'll be the best that it can be, you know.
Yes. Well, my next question, I imagine you have already answered this question many times, and I kind of know how it happened, but I want to know the story from your perspective. How did you guys get Mike back into the band?
Well, it was something that was uh slowly we could kind of see the signs in a way, although, you know, at the time you're not really paying much attention to it. But you can see now we can kind of reflect back and go, yeah, I guess that opened a door of, you know, maybe some dialogue that would lead to the next thing. Being like, you know, if Mike got together with the John Petrucci and Jordan and did an LTE album. I mean, that's one thing that opened one door there. And then Mike got together with John Petrucci and did his last solo album. And then he did his first solo tour. So this kind of starts happening. And then Mike and I made amends a few years ago when Dream Theater was playing in New York at the Beacon Theater in New York, and then Mike came out, and it was the first time that him and I had seen each other in, holy shit, probably 12 years at that time, at that point. So that was another thing that kind of led to, you know, I mean, I think way in the back of our head, did we at the time were we thinking, oh yeah, it's inevitable, you know, we're going to get back together and put the original lineup back together? I don't think any of us were thinking that, but I think there's probably always a little iota of that sense that it could possibly happen. And I think with us, you know, one thing just kept leading to the other. And eventually, you know, when we were done the last world tour, uh, we kind of, you know, A View from the Top of the World, when we finished that and wrapped it up July of 23, we kind of knew at that point that, you know, we just wanted to kind of reflect on everything and take a reading of where we were in our career, what was it that we wanted to achieve, and then the whole Mike Portnoy thing kind of started to become more a reality, and where it was just kind of like, hey, you know what, guys, we're at this point in our life and career. If we're going to do something like this, maybe now is the time that we should be considering. And that's how, you know, but like I said, it was several things that just started to materialize, little things that grew into a little bit bigger things. And you know, it just kind of evolves from there, and it mushrooms into what was undeniable to us at some point in time where we went, hey, let's do this. You know, this makes perfect sense. And no diss, you know, to like Mike Mangini, amazing, incredible freaking musician, drummer. And the albums he did with us, we're all extremely proud of. They're great albums. And yeah. But you know, now here we are in this chapter, back with the original drummer and our 40th anniversary tour, world tour coming up. So it's huge. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big.
That's amazing. Well, as you said before, you guys are working on a new album. We are all following the updates at each stage. John Petrucci even said that he has already recorded the guitars. What stage is the album at now? You said you were going to record the vocals next month. Is that correct?
Yeah. Um, right now, keyboards are being recorded as you and I speak. So yeah, I mean, it's basically record keyboards and then vocals, and then you know, it has to be mixed and mastered and all that stuff. So, and then, you know, obviously the artwork and everything that goes along with any given new album, that also has to be you know, put into the works, and it's being discussed and so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on, and like any given album, when you record it, there's a process, and yeah, it's moving along, and it's coming along amazingly. So we're pretty stoked. Yeah,
That's
we're
great.
excited. Yeah.
And I know it's hard to say right now because it's not a fully finished album yet, but how is this album sounding so far for you?
You know what? I really, I would really like to save that for when we start interviewing for the new album. I'll just tell you this. I'll say quite simply, we couldn't be happier with where it is, because it's the album that we wanted to write. It's the album that we wanted to create, and we nailed it. It's everything that we wanted to achieve and more. So what can I tell you? We're ecstatic. We're, you know, we're so happy about it, and that's really, you know, the best place to be when you're creating something like a reunion album. You want it to be absolutely incredible. So yeah, we're stoked. Absolutely.
Amazing. Well, my interview time is running out, so I need to end this chat. But before that, I'd like to know what are Dream Theater's plans for next year. I know you guys announced plans until the end of this year with the tour in Europe and then South America. But for the next year, what can you tell us so far?
Um, so yeah, so in December we will be going throughout South America, and then in February, I believe we're kicking off a North American tour, and those dates are just being put together now, so I can't really say where or the exact date that we'll be starting. But you know, I mean, it'll be North America, probably February, March, part of April, and then from there, probably we start going to the, you know, South Pacific Rim, and then from there, maybe doing festivals next summer, and then from there, maybe going back to, you know, maybe do another run in America, or Canada too, or come back down into South America. I mean, we're definitely going to be touring, we figure, for a good year and a half on this next album and 40th anniversary tour. So it's going to be quite a lot of going on. But yeah, it, you know, kind of traversing the globe, so to speak, you know, from one end to the other. Yeah. So it's going to be big. It's gonna be big.
Yeah. Do you have any release month plans for the album?
No, no. At this point, we're discussing that. I can pretty much tell you that more than likely the album won't be released until maybe early 25. You know, I'm not, but you can't really quote me on that because we're in discussions right now with that.